What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So shout out to Doc1985, Doc Dark1985. He recently made this video where he was talking about some of the challenges that he had with his PC. It's a very interesting video. I recommend that you watch it. I have watched the first 11 minutes, and as I was watching the full video, thinking about how we'll make a, kind of a suggestion video, not a response. I'm not trying to debate Doc's experience. I've experienced exactly the same thing he's experienced. I just wanted to give my 2 cents just to kind of make this process a lot smoother for him, because this is something that a PC gamer would have to decide where it is that they want to go. And I ask that you hear me out as I lay this all out for you. So I'm going to summarize the video for you guys. It's very simple. Doc's playing Forza, and the game basically, he's playing on 4K, and he fires up a stream, and then the game crashes. Then he basically stops streaming, I think, this is what he said, and he fires up the game again, and the game crashes. Now, I don't remember exactly what he's running the game on the second time. I was listening to it while driving because I was, I wanted to get like a good picture of what was going on, and I didn't want to do a line-by-line response video, which would be too long. So my most important thing that I saw with this video was Doc actually solved the problem in the end, towards the end of this video, which was very, to me, I was like, oh, this is a PC gamer right here, ladies and gentlemen, because anyone can be a PC gamer. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, because a lot of this stuff, it's just straight, common sense. And you're going to see it happen. I really love the way this actually took place, because the realization was already there. So he tried to talk to some other people who said, hey, you need to clean your PC, but it's a 3-month-old PC, bro. I have PCs that have been sitting here for like over a year, 2-3 years. I haven't cleaned them. I don't bother doing that much. So that should not have been the issue. And I would never have suggested that because I already knew what was going on. And Doc already kind of figured that out. So here's what I would say. The very first thing is, let's go ahead and watch that moment where Doc actually answers the question, because I left a timestamp on this video here so that you guys can see for yourselves. And then I'm going to talk about this from my own perspective. Okay, so Doc, let us hear you out in this particular paradigm.
Choice. I'm going to give the PC one more chance, and this is what I'm doing. I'm going to use the PC the way my graphics card and my CPU is intended to be used. My PC is a mid to low budget PC made mostly for 1080p gaming. I have a TV that can do 1080p 240 hertz. Let me go ahead and use it that way. And I'm going to see if this thing turns off. I'm going to take ISO's advice, and maybe I'll clean the PC. I'm at the 3-month mark. I bought the...
Okay, so you guys heard that statement. Now, when Doc first bought this computer, I made a video saying, just talking about his experience, and I gave my suggestions. And in my suggestions, I said, man, I wish, Doc, that you had actually bought the components with that, that budget, that $800, and you had basically built the PC yourself. I argue, and all the time I do, because I've built many of them for myself, and I've built some for people, but I don't even want to tell you guys how many PCs I have. Y'all are gonna basically say I'm bragging or whatever it is, so let's not even bother with that. And so I said, if he had bought those parts, he would have been able to get more powerful components that would have been better at that price point for him. However, I can understand wanting to not deal with those issues, because that's a whole different layer in regard to that. So Doc, the first thing I want to say is there's levels to this. So right now, your PC, like you said, is designed for 1080p gaming. When you actually were playing at 4K and started streaming, what you did was you pushed your PC to a whole different level. And like you say, there's levels to this. So here's the next level. Your PC needs more headroom to be able to accomplish what you want it to accomplish. Because every time you're doing a task on your PC, it actually does eat the resources that you have. And gaming will eat those resources just simply the way a PC is built. It's got Windows, which uses a third-party software, OBS, and the way things work on there is different from how an Xbox or a PlayStation would work. And even sometimes a PlayStation will shut down, like it happened on Final Fantasy 16 and such. But saying that, just putting that in perspective, whenever a game or something pushes that PC or console to its limit, we will see these behaviors happen from time to time. Let me show you the build that I'm using, and let me show you how much resources are being consumed right now. Do you see my task manager? Look at my task manager. It's got these things in, the brighter red telling me that Firefox, which is where this YouTube video and my other, tasks are playing. I only have like, 4 YouTube tabs. I have Twitter and I have Costco. I was literally, and then Steam, sorry. That's it. And Firefox is literally eating all of my memory. And then OBS is the second one that's basically chunking 10% or, slightly less of my CPU usage. And is basically the second highest in terms of memory. If I fired up a video game on top of this, my CPU use is going to skyrocket. My GPU use is also going to go up, and my memory use is also going to go up. So it's not just CPU and GPU. You also got to monitor what in the world is going on. And many times, many people are, they don't necessarily dial into this. But here's the thing, Doc. You're not a regular gamer anymore. Or you haven't been a regular gamer for years. You're a content creator. So now your gaming PC is now needing to become a content creator PC. Or if you're going to use it as a content creator PC, then you have to make a sacrifice somewhere. Because I've used PCs that are way less powerful than the PC that you have, and I've used them to stream. However, I had to tune my settings in order for me to be able to give headroom for the CPU and GPU to go ahead and leverage that stream. I mean, you just saw OBS on my task manager right now, because I think most of the time when we look at console, when we look at, say, the Xbox Series X or PS5, the way they layer their streaming capabilities is so fluid, is so streamlined, but it's different from how a full-blown PC would work and carry out its tasks. So this PC that I'm using, I'm sure maybe some of you might want to, ask what the components are. I paid about $150 less for the components than Doc did, and its components are basically, in my opinion, almost on par with what Doc has on his build. His build is slightly better, don't get me wrong. I am using for my CPU a Ryzen 5500, and for my GPU, I'm using a 6750 XT. This is something that is better than the PlayStation 5 and the Series X in terms of component, and I'm using 16 gigs of RAM. Now, if I wanted to do some more stuff, many of you already saw that, right? You already saw my usage. I would need about 32 gigs of RAM to be able to go ahead and actually get better. My memories are 77%. So if I wanted to stream, I need more RAM or whatever it is to be able to carry out that task. And crazy thing is, most content creators will use a separate build to actually do their streams. They'll do one build as their gaming build and then another build to stream. I'm not saying you should do that, but this helps them to easily isolate or, pretty much deal with any issues that may be happening, or they'll beef up their PC where their CPU and GPU is able to carry that workload without any major problems. And so, again, I understand this challenge that you just faced, Doc, and it's a very, very important one because it really kind of now shows you the most important things that PC gamers look at when they're actually putting a build together. Because many people have not necessarily wondered, why do PC gamers actually bother themselves watching all these reviews for hardware and watch performance metrics and watch people basically make charts and make graphs? It's simply because you're trying to inform yourself. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that Forza actually requires a potato to play that whole game itself? Let's look at the PC requirements for Forza and realize that, hey man, this is more than likely the streaming pretty much tasking Doc's whole PC. Look at it. System requirements to play Forza is an i5-4460. This is the first PC that I actually built, actually had an i5-6500 or something better than this PC by miles. And that CPU and GPU is outdated as heck. Or a Ryzen 3 1200. If you come up to the recommended specs, they're asking for an i5-8400 or a Ryzen 5 1500X. I have a 5500 Ryzen CPU here. The GPU they're asking is a 1070 or RX 590 or ARC A750, or they're asking for an RX 470 for the minimum requirements. So Doc's computer eats this particular game, and I can guarantee you that's why he was enjoying the game in 4K when he first started playing, and then as he added that stream, he gave that PC a lot more work than the PC is designed to handle. It's a very simple equation. So Doc, shout out to you for actually analyzing and resolving that issue. And I understand the frustration when your PC crashes in the middle of a stream. I get it, been there, it happens. But for the most part, there has to be a solution that you come up with as a content creator to be able to prevent that. And here we go. You're now in content creator territory, but most of the gamers that are playing on PC, they don't care or couldn't care more or less about content creation at the end of the day. So your PC is a powerhouse, but like every PC to meet its match. Like a 4090 build and Dragon's Dogma, hey, we saw that game meet its match, right? So this PC that I'm actually doing this on, it's just one of those things where I wouldn't add a game to this particular process. However, I have a PC where I can run Unreal Engine, I can run a game, I can stream, and I can record at the same time. The PC is gonna raise temperatures, but it's not going to crash because its CPU and its GPU is designed to handle all that workload. But at the end of the day, that's one of the reasons where that PC is not a PC that any gamer should be pursuing. So when I see people online say, oh, I'm just going to go buy myself a 4090 because I just want to do this. And I'm like, why are you buying yourself a 4090 PC? Some people go from console straight to 4090. I'm like, do you even know what you're buying? It's like you need a watch, but you go buy a mainframe to tell you time. That's literally what I see with that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.